Hey YouTube, we are back to give the people what they want. We're going to check out a couple more Dark replays today after the last video that went out on the channel. Everyone was excited to see what Dark was up to. Of course, we've had Dark on the channel many times before, but it's been a while since we've seen his gameplay, and it's a very exciting bit of gameplay to watch. Now, if you haven't checked out the last video, I would suggest going back and watching that one as well. But we're going to watch two more games in which, believe it or not, I found a lot of interesting things Dark did, even maybe unique to what we saw in the previous video. This guy is truly blazing the trail for innovation when it comes to Rocket League. And of course, he's going to start off with a nice classic pogo. And he takes the pogo shot the way that a lot of players are doing it in competitive ones nowadays, although they usually happen a little bit farther out from the nets. Not quite as close where he finished that one, where defenders can get a bit of a better read. They usually are for surprising defenders who are looking to challenge as the ball comes to the ground, keeping that ball much higher than expected. Another little fake pogo there. Wow, wave dash bump attempt instead. It was an interesting idea from Dark, but the demo doesn't connect. Because it doesn't connect, he overshoots the play, and it'll be a tie game. Dark standard kickoff. Losing his kickoff, but you know he's going to be dashing as a recovery. Not going to be enough. There are definitely moments when that dashing is the difference. This isn't one of them. We used to see Dark, back when he first came onto the scene, on those slight offset kickoffs. He was faking those every single time and very convincingly. But in his past couple replays, he seems to have fallen away from the fake. Every single time he lands, he is landing into a zap dash. Taking this one to ceiling height, couple different resets, but loses control of the ball. And he'll wall dash his way out to the midfield. But one thing to watch out for is this single jump into dash challenge. Something that Dark is using a ton, and of course these wall dashes to power shots are definitely very useful in 1v1. But you'll see how surprisingly he can find different cuts and challenges on the ball. He's going to go down 1-3, but it especially becomes relevant in the second replay that we watch after this one. Another standard kickoff for Dark. Another passive play as he heads back to the back corner. You have to imagine there's some boost to be saved there in that process of pre-jumping to the ceiling. It's definitely the right idea, and it's what most players are doing nowadays when someone starts a high dribble. But it's all worthwhile as Faye lost control of the ball. You could argue that Dark's crazy movement could be one of the reasons why Faye got confused and couldn't maintain their dribble. Dark able to take this ball away to the side wall. Any sort of setup will work for Dark, and the reset gets over the top. Dark is bumped, but recovery will be no issue. Place into the bottom right and into a tie game. One of the things I'd like to point out about Dark that I think is huge, and I see from some other players, if you've been watching for the channel, you've probably heard me mention it a few times, but there are a few moments to practice after goal explosions. And you can see that Dark uses every one of those moments. It used to be for pogoing. You know, you could notice he'd try and hit pogos. Basically, after every explosion, he'd try and fall away and land on a pogo on his way bouncing back to his own half. And now he's using it to dash. Very clearly, he is using it to squeeze in as many dashes as he possibly can. Nice placement on that kickoff shot. Faye just barely couldn't keep it out. Crossbar down and in. Now Dark with a tight speed flip on this kickoff. Just going to send it directly at Faye. A little testing shot. Tried to get a power slide cut. Almost faking as if heading to the back corner boost. Trying to see if he could pull Faye out of net. Now just a classic reversal. And the pin to the top shelf and the follow-up shot. There's that dashing again as the goal celebration almost coming off the wall, off the curve. 1 goal lead. And a kickoff win to the sidewall. Dark wants to stay involved in the play, forcing that touch from Faye. Now a really favorable position, especially for someone like Dark. Sees the early challenge, uses the reset, should be able to chase down this ball and get a shot. Maybe not, actually. The ball, unfortunately, landing perfectly just outside the nets with no angle to be shot. And you know, these are the kind of situations that Dark probably needs to learn to clean up, because there was no scoring opportunity. If he recognizes that, he stays on offense. He maybe keeps a possession going. That's not what he's interested in doing. He's interested in getting back to the ball. Here he almost baits Feer into coming to challenge because he seems like he's out of position, but he dashes his way back in, gets multiple resets, and pins the ball down on the ground. Not the way you normally see players catch that ball and go low, but he actually got over the top of the ball and forced the 50 in, which probably gives a ton of power towards pushing it in as opposed to just trying to catch it. No way is Feer clearing that high. Now Dark's going to turn and challenge, use some of that speed for good. That is what I like to see Dark working in. As many early challenges with those dashes as possible, and there, a wall dash will get him a demo. Now he's got himself a full field opportunity, and so why not set it up for a back corner dribble to ceiling heights, pinch off. That should be an easy save. He is able to hold on with his 1-goal lead. Doesn't allow Feer to get a free possession. And a nice read at Feer, trying to stay close inside the corner. Quick touch off the wall to make sure he keeps it away. The setup obviously rolls perfectly for Dark, knowing how good he is at getting it. The absolute nasty pogo shot. He didn't go high with it. He just sent it right at Feer, but he got enough power. He maybe secured this ranked game 7-5 with 36 seconds left to go. Dark takes a kickoff into his back corner. Another reset pogo. Oh, it's the Dark Classic. Instead, he goes for the wave dash. He didn't pop up high enough and dashes again, only to play a bit of keep away from Feer, and by all means secure the game. 23 seconds. It looks like Feer is going to play it out. I have a hard time imagining that he's able to come back on Dark, who has completely turned off ball cam. I do think that's probably not the best way to play off those lost kickoffs, is turning off ball cam and just dashing back into the corner, completely ignoring the play. But I've already mentioned that before. Dark, can he come out of this first game with anything interesting? A couple dashes to collect the ball, and maybe a missed flick that actually does result in a forfeit here, 9-6, but that's enough for him to get the win, and we'll head on to game 2. Game number 2 of Dark versus Lhasa. Now, Lhasa is actually a player that I have seen in the top 100 and has been playing in show matches with a good amount of success over on Hootie channel, if you want to check him out. So just to give you an idea of the level of Dark's opponent, as he surprises him with a little bit of speed dashing and gets his first goal. Dark, of course, has shown that he can do this on the highest level, but obviously a very volatile player. Biggest wins being over the likes of players like Daniel. Maybe hasn't had the same show match success recently. Went to the ceiling, and Lhasa maybe thought they could sneak a nice shot underneath. But Dark stayed glued to the back wall, was ready to react, and a save. Get him a second goal. This is a nightmare situation if you're playing against Dark. Letting him win a wall to kickoff scenario. Lhasa actually able to stay high enough. You can see Dark looking to keep the ball pinned. One of the ways to try and counteract those high challenges, keep it pinned all the way to the ceiling, because those defenders have to fall off the ceiling usually fairly quickly after getting on top, and you can sneak it over the top of them, or rushing it down quickly is the other option. Little backwards wave dash to rejoin the play, and probably needed to do so as he almost had lost the ball. He's going to get demoed though. It'll still be a goal. So Lhasa just over the 1 minute mark gets his first on the board. I haven't seen Dark, as much as he does his wave dashing, he doesn't seem to like to do it on kickoff. I mean, right now in the ones world, the wave dash kickoff is beloved, but I want to say that we've mostly seen Dark take standard kickoffs or fake kickoffs, but not a lot of wave dash kickoffs. So he goes standard yet again. Forcing Lhasa to hand him the ball. Now he's back in his favorite position, and he goes to the ceiling to pinch it. Lhasa, who had been challenging earlier, oh no, no goal. Dark couldn't keep it down. It was a great adjustment to the way Lhasa's been defending, and that is the dash I'm talking about. I think I mentioned it earlier, and we're even going to go back and watch it again real quick. Although I know on these Dark videos, you guys are probably going back and watching every single play he makes. But this is such a surprising turn and challenge. The single jump and catches the wave dash to rush himself right back into the play in a way that I bet you Lhasa is not expecting. And Dark is certainly, he's a pioneer in many fashions, but I think more so than I've seen anybody else do, he's trying to take advantage of those skids that you can get when wave dashing in order to turn quickly. That was maybe one of the smaller examples of it. Lhasa beats him underneath, but you have to imagine he's going to be able to find a crazy one before long. As Dark again heads back to his corner, you see he has kind of an animation. That's a really early challenge, but he never fell too far, able to intercept Lhasa, even though Lhasa was far away from, you know, the nets in the midfield, but still not a good enough play on ball to gain possession. You know, talk a lot about getting stuck in animations, or maybe I haven't talked about it here on the YouTube channel, but something I mentioned a lot in life when you play different, you know, video games and somebody goes for a shot or goes for a certain play, you can see they're stuck doing a familiar animation for what feels like many seconds, usually resulting in a bad play. And I feel like Dark almost has that with his kickoff when he loses it. No matter what, he just turns off ball cam, does the same thing every single time, when maybe should probably be adjusting to each individual situation a bit better. Lhasa cut out to the midfield. I don't think that bump is going to be good enough, so Dark is going to go down. Just 1 second past halftime. Lhasa has the lead. And it's a straight on kickoff. Direct kickoff win means, oh no, Lhasa, what a save. Into the crossbar and back out. Dark, what a fake. Faked the first shot to the left side of the net and then rolled underneath it, flipped, and placed it to the opposite side. All in one motion. A beautiful play from Dark. He's got himself back tied in the game. Dodging the demo on the back wall. Wall dashes. Oh my goodness, you'd love to see these perfect examples. These go down in textbooks for reasons why you need to learn certain mechanics, and there is the reason to learn the wall dash. Very clearly keeps him ahead of the play, and just barely so that he gets the shot but gets demoed, which is how you know the margins were tight. Lhasa cannot get the shot off the backboard. Dark just handed the ball to Lhasa, so it'll be a tight game. I'd love to see a little wave dash kickoff mix-up. We don't see it yet. Dashing into the midfield. Use of that empty jump to push himself back down. He is such a, you know, devil behind the ball. It's so impossible to track what he's going to do. Even does that when he's off ball as well. Another ball to air dribble. Double reset and a little backhand touch to cleanly slot the 7th. There is a little bit of animation play, as I'd like to call it. Oh, that's a great recovery. I mean, it was a really, you know, poor challenge to go up high when Lhasa wasn't taking the ball there, but a pretty impressive recovery to make it not the end of the world. Nice little 180 reverse wave dash as Dark just waits for the ball to come back down to the ground. Now stealing 50. Resetting out to the midfield. Dark wants the bump. Can't get it. No recovery bump either. Pre-jump. Pre-jump again. Pre-jump 180. Pre-jump 180 as he tries his best to just cover the aerial play from Lhasa, and he actually did a good job. Basically discouraged Lhasa from taking it, and just barely evades the demo. You know, we've been trying to watch from Dark's perspective. I think he's the interesting one to watch from, but right there it felt necessary to switch to Lhasa because of, you know, Dark just taking his ball cam off the play and just completely ignoring the play. Hard to tell what was going on. Dark takes to the skies again, trying to pop off to end this game, but can't really find the reset. In fact, he might have just allowed Lhasa a game-tying goal. Oh my goodness. The ball booming off the backboard. Dark able to touch it to the ground. So a couple of interesting plays. Dark continues to be just a unique Rocket League 1v1 player, and he's doing it at a high level. Will he reach the top again? I think we might have to get him on some show matches to see how he might do.